Good evening all, and welcome to another, I guess we call it a fireside chat. At least we call it that in the army, with the elf up there, with one dog asleep there, another one chilling out there, and me with my book. So I thought we'll start off this new year. Let's really go for it. 45, I'm going to be 46 this year. Still haven't got all the answers, still trying. Just like us always, trying to be that little bit better each day. And I guess over my life, I've probably stumbled across Stoicism, Stoic philosophy, any sort of philosophy. We sort of pick it up ourselves. We pick it up through hearing about it, reading about it, sort of absorb it through osmosis, for want of a better word. I think I've mentioned before that us soldiers can be quite philosophic. I remember talking to one of my friends. It must have been the New Year 2016 going into 2017, where we're considering death. Had we all survived Afghanistan and life is normal, or had we died out there and we were living in some sort of purgatory where nothing's truly awful but nothing's that great either? That's what it seemed like. And I find all this really interesting. I mean, there's a TED talk I saw a couple of years back, and basically it was saying we live in a simulation and physics can prove it. Stuff like that, it just absolutely blows my mind. And it's nice to think about things that aren't the normal day-to-day stuff of, I don't know, worrying about the bills, mortgage, how our kids are, how the job is, our friends, family, everyone's health, our own health. My God, what am I going to make for lunch each day for this week? Are we going out the weekend? Are we staying in? Are we going to visit family? When are we next going back to the UK? What other bureaucratic hoops do I need to jump through out here before I'm fully settled? All that sort of good stuff. So it's nice. It's nice to give the brain something else to work on. I mean, if you're interested in it. If you're not interested, then you're not going to spend too much time dwelling on it. But if, like me, you're interested in this sort of stuff, then you'll be lapping it up. Now, some of my videos that I've put up previously, they were taken probably in like 2022. Maybe the odd one in 2023. Chances are I was either sat in a cold river somewhere, or I've just been sat in it. Because being in that cold water, it does focus your mind, not really sharp. All the noise, all the stuff that bothers us in our day-to-day lives, it just snaps us out of it. It's like we go into that survival mode where it's like, right, I'm right here, right now. I'm not living in the past. I'm not living in the future. I'm worrying about this and that. I'm worrying about, it's cold. I need to get my breathing under control. Know that I'm not in danger. Let's chill out and let's appreciate what the cold river's doing for my body. Then once that feeling of panic's gone and you calm down and get your breathing going, you can then sort of focus your mind and sort of contemplate things, or you can just relax back and enjoy nature. But I'm going off on one of my tangents, aren't I? So this book, The Daily Stoic by, and he said Ryan Reynolds, by Ryan Holiday. There's 366 meditations mainly from Seneca, Emperor Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, but there are a smattering of other Stoic philosophers in there. There's 366 because they allow for a leap year, so you get the extra one. So what I'm planning on doing is one meditation each day. I don't think it's asking too much. It forces me to sit down and use my brain and just reassess things. And I love today's one. It's something I think I've spoken about in the past. It's something I know, but knowing it and putting it into practice are two different things, like we all know. We all know that eating healthy is the way we should be going, but putting it into practice, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. But we try, that's the main thing. Is it Yoda or is it a Kung Fu Panda? One of the two, probably both, Yoda and on Kung Fu Panda. Do or do not, there is no try. But yeah, there is try, because each day we have that do or do not. And we try to be the best person we can. We don't always make it. Sometimes we fall short of the mark by an inch. Sometimes it's by a mile. But we can try, and if we have the good fortune to open our eyes the next morning, then we've got another chance to try again. So let me read today's one and see if it resonates with you. So the chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Where then do I look for good and evil? Not to uncontrollable externals, but within myself to the choices that are my own. And that's from Discourses by Epictetus. So for me, as I've mentioned before, there's so much stuff that's out of our control, and we spend so much time and energy either worrying about it, focusing on it, getting really worked up, stomach in knots, almost like trying to bash through a brick wall or bash through a mountain, pushing against some immovable force. Some things are so out of our hands, and yet we use up all this time and energy on them. And that time and energy could be used on stuff that actually is in our control.